Thing about all these piano players going around here making big money playing on these here records.
Well, why don't you play on some of these records?
That was a good idea, boy. I believe I start rehearsing right now. How's that?
Oh, boy, that ought to get it. Hello, Pine Top. What are you doing sitting around here with your head hung down, looking so sad?
I just think about all these piano players going around here making big money playing on these here records.
Well, why don't you play on some of these records?
That was a good idea, boy. I believe I start rehearsing right now.
Oh, I'm always happy when OBS decides to work the first time. All right. So some bookkeeping stuff first and foremost. First, thanks to Mike. Mike went and found a bunch of appropriate music. I was not aware that Pixabay has music as well as images.
Neither was I.
Right?
Cool.
But Mike put together a Google Drive. I'm going to look into what we need to actually do to use the music, so it won't be in this session. I don't know how exactly we have to accredit it, and I want to make sure we do everything properly.
So when I was downloading each one of them, it pops up that you can just credit Pixabay.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, if you want to get very specific to help get the artist's exposure, they say that they would love that, but just crediting Pixabay is good enough for them.
Awesome. So that being the case, we will have that music for the next game because I don't have it moved over to Foundry yet.
No, it's a lot of work and a lot of stuff to upload.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he put together about an hour and a bit worth of music, so it'll be like just play lowly in the background, and if people find they don't care for it or whatever, you guys will all have individual volume controls, so you can play around with it to your liking.
Well, I mean, even if we just use it like theme music, the way we have theme music for Star Trek, that'd be cool too.
Yeah, I will be finding a theme song as well when I go through it all. So,
Shape of the Heart.
Take a listen to that "Far From Home" song that's in the list. It felt really fitting after playing Fallout 76 and Fallout 4 recently, and yeah.
Perfect. So we'll do that, and I'm also going to talk to a friend about doing some like audio snippets or snippets of an audio drama or something. So we'll have some cool Fallout-esque backgroundy stuff coming in the future. The other kind of housekeeping-esque sort of thing is now that you guys have access to at least one workbench, the crafting rules that are in the core book, they don't work really well with the lowering of difficulty based off the skill level. So before anybody starts crafting, I just wanted to make folks aware that your skill level will not affect the difficulty, but there are gear and tools and everything that will. And whenever there is a rule that I feel needs to be changed, I will, if I need to implement it, I will implement it before it comes into play. Otherwise, we'll discuss it to see the best way to bring it in. Because there are some things in the game that are either broken or due to editing errors, there's some things that don't quite line up right. So as those things come up, we'll by and large discuss them as a group to see the best way to implement them, or even if we need to. I think that was really it for housekeeping. Everybody leveled up last time. So everybody got a new skill point, a new point of health, and a new perk, and I think everybody chose theirs. Oh, perfect. I was going to say I didn't know if B did or not, but I see he has added them on, so perfect.
Yeah, I put in my next level one, but I just realized I need to take intense training, so I'm just typing it in now.
Perfect. So yes, I've been working on filling out like the items in the compendium so that there will be things there as we go, and I was talking briefly with Mike. A lot of the crafting stuff, we're going to do the rolls off board so we don't take up a bunch of game time just watching somebody roll dice for crafting. The game time will be things like finding our workbench or negotiating for the workbench or stuff like that. If it's really desperate, if it's like, oh my god, we need a bigger gun to kill that legendary death claw, let's like make sure we get like a 50 cal mod for a sniper rifle or whatever, that will happen in game. But anything else, any kind of generic mods that you guys may want to make, we'll handle all that off board. Other than that, the other thing is in the Discord under the quest channel, I put down the kind of the quests that you guys have semi-active or active. Obviously, you guys can do other things, but those are the things that people have kind of tasked you with that'll be worth XP as quests. So things like, getting access to the chem bench, fixing up Buddy, hunting lizard meat for the store for Abner and Blanche, or dealing with Cinder. Those are all actual quests. I will try not to make the quest log overloaded like it tends to get in the game. We'll see how that goes.
What are you talking about? There's that option to ignore the main story quest.
Yeah. Other than that, though, last game. You guys arrived in Paradise, made the acquaintance of some folks. Some of the people here in the little settlement. Found out that the folks in the settlement pay protection money to a gang that is based in the Save Mart. The leader of the raider gang is named Cinder, and they run a protection racket. And straight up, they actually seem to do protection though, because there was another gang that was looking at setting up camp and extorting water rights for the settlement. Cinder and his people told them to get out of town, that it was their town. Those raiders set up at the dam but had not yet started doing anything. You guys were, we can go handle that at the very least. Went and dealt with them and a couple of the Mirelurks that live in the head pond. And that apparently the raiders up there were capturing people and sacrificing them to the Mirelurks, as folks are wont to do. You also made the acquaintance of Mark and Elmer Briggs, who are two brothers who grow a variety of medicinal products at the Deja Vu greenhouse. They do have a chemistry workstation there. They did allude to the fact that they might allow you guys to use it either for a price or for favors. You met Virginia Lopez, who is an elderly woman who runs the nursery and grows various foods. Was trying to very desperately to unload potatoes on you
At extortionate pricing.
at very high prices.
I bought some anyway.
She tried to, ensure that if you guys bought these potatoes at the higher rates, then she would be able to pay her protection money. And wouldn't it be terrible if something were to happen to this old lady because she couldn't afford her protection money? And wouldn't you please buy some potatoes?
It worked.
It did work. And you also met Buddy, who is an older model Protectron, who is the law and order in the settlement. Unfortunately, when Cinder and his buddies came through, Buddy kind of stood up to them, as he is programmed to do, and Cinder eliminated both of his arm lasers with shotgun blasts, crippling Buddy and rendering him unable to do his assigned and programmed tasks. Other than that, you guys managed to pick up some Mirelurk meat and some various assorted things, traded some things at the general store, negotiated for some room and board at the Nuggetville, at the cots in the back. And as is usual with games I play in with Tony running, we'll start everything off with like a social scene as you guys decide what you would like to do.
Well, I think that getting some lizard meat might be easier.
It depends on the type of gecko in the hills, but
Yeah.
they tend not to come at you 20 at a time like raiders might.
Yeah. Cinder's gonna take some thinking. But if we can find a syringer gun, I got some ammo a while back that I've just never managed to sell.
No, we can keep an eye out.
That might give us leg up.
Putting a nice little scope on that bad boy, and asleep they go.
Hmm. Well, I got some packs. I got some Endangerall, some Berserk, some Mind Cloud, and some Yellow Belly. So, I mean,
Now you've got
depending
almost
who we
everything available.
depending on who we shoot and when, they might be going off to Dreamland, or they might be eating the face of the guy standing next to him.
Well, that's interesting. You said you wanted a scope on the weapon eventually?
At some point, I mean, rifle's good and all, but it's better when you can sight it a little bit easier.
You can see what you're shooting at.
Oh, I can see what I'm shooting at, but sometimes it's trying to narrow it down to an eyeball versus, you know what, I'll shoot him in the head.
All I can say is I've seen both in the hospitals, and neither one is good. Neither one of those wounds is something you want. I mean, on them, sure. On you, no. No, definitely not. Terribly messy.
Absolutely fair. All right, well, let me study these books a bit more, and we'll see what I can come up with some mods for your guns in the future here. We're going to need a workbench, though.
Oh yeah.
And that chem station you're borrowing just ain't quite enough for me to do any armoring, gunsmithing products.
No, definitely not. They're pretty specific. Although I kind of wonder what theirs is like. The ones way back when were nice. They were clean. No rust. Safety protocols were something else, though.
I imagine someone around might have an idea where we could find the right kind of benches, but we may have to do some more goodwill work before they'll loosen up their tongue.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Don't want
That's why
to help us arm ourselves and then have us take off on them.
A return on them.
Yeah.
Could we ask Buddy?
Now that's an idea.
Buddy
Let me
might.
go-
Yeah, he might know where there's a robot one.
Let's go ask Buddy, and then I was thinking before we go talk to Cinder, we might want to repair Buddy's robot arms, because having a Protectron
Well,
as backup,
we would need to find a Protectron to get the
Really
arms off of, don't we?
I guess so.
Or one of the robotics factories around here. I'm sure there's one somewhere.
I was thinking the same thing, Malibu.
And
But we could
Hertel
also
one, yeah.
do some surveying while we're hunting for lizards as well. So I think it maybe makes sense that lizards are our next option.
Never hurts to have some extra food around.
No.
Oh, speaking of food, I should see if Janice is healthy enough to be milked today. You know,
That almost
since
went
you
a
guys-
direction I was not thinking.
Since you guys are kind of fragile when it comes to radiation.
I don't know what you're talking about. I only cough up my lung and die.
There's not a lot I can do about that right now. I mean, other than getting between you and the radiation. But other than that,
Unfortunately, radiation ain't like bullets.
I got some diluted Radix somewhere in his dinner pack. But I mean, you'd be dead before the finally got it dig out.
A good time was had by none.
Yeah.
Don't forget that we have meat that we took from the encounter with the things.
That should be cooked up or sold too.
Yeah, we should probably figure out a more steady place for us to stay, because we can probably whip together our own cooking station at least.
I wonder if they'll let us use theirs. I
Well,
mean, they gotta have
suppose-
one, right?
Well, probably, but it all depends on how long we as a group are planning on staying here, or if this is just a quick stopover before we move on.
No, if we're planning on taking out Cinder and crew, I don't think we're going to be leaving here in the next few days to weeks.
Also, what about using the dam area as a base?
Using which as a base?
The dam area that we cleaned out.
There's some more
Oh.
Mire lurks up there, I can guarantee it.
Usually.
It seems that there is water and a meat source.
Yeah, but we don't want to be the meat source. That's the thing. Mirelurks eat everything. They're like raccoons, except you guys don't know what raccoons are. Never mind.
Yeah, maybe after we get ourselves a little bit of some trash pile salvage so we can like fence off part of the lake.
Maybe.
Fence off some of the lake, make a camp wall so that they don't just, we don't wake up to them poking at us and trying to eat us from the feet up.
Yeah. That'd be bad. But yeah, you guys. It's weird. Not used to hanging around people who don't know what raccoons are. But yeah. You
Surprise.
young'uns today. You young'uns.
I mean, relative term, but yeah, it applies.
Oh, it applies so much to you people. I mean, it's nice and all. I like company, but yeah.
I would assume I'm the youngest here.
Imagine you're younger than me. Which also kind of makes me feel like shit, but yeah. I'll get over it.
Isn't everyone younger than you?
Depends on the ghoul.
No. I mean, there's probably other ghouls who might be older than me.
I talk about an old man that locked himself up in a freezer.
Oh, that sounds cramped.
There was Dirk, and then there was Rebecca.
I like that. I like that.
So, we decided we're doing a bit of lizard hunting,
Mm-hmm.
In
Bit of
terrain
trading.
scouting.
and then depending on what we find while scouting, either start the fight with Cinder or fix Buddy and sick him after Cinder with us.
I think we ought to fix Buddy, and then if things go bad with Cinder, which they might, I mean, we might get the jump on him. They might, I don't know, have mutant hound in there. Who knows?
Wow,
But
you were
have
really reaching for that one.
I was. Spend a lot of time around raiders. I don't know what they got. But having a Protectron to run back to is definitely a plan, I think. Because we don't want to run back toward Nuggetville because they don't seem really capable. No offense. They seem like great hosts, not so much on the gunfighting bit.
And the longer that we're in the area, but we don't go and poke the hive, the more likely Cinders to chill out and forget about us.
Do the small things first, then try the big things.
Get a better idea of how you folks fight.
Maybe spread around that the small group up the dam was a bit rougher than we were expecting. That's why we're gone back to hunting and foraging.
I doubt that Cinder and his buddies are smart enough to care.
Oh, I think Cinder's smart enough to care. His buddies, on the other hand. So remember,
Yeah,
Cinder's got them on like a
maybe.
schedule allocation of fucking drugs.
Yeah. True.
Oh yeah, Cinder for
Got
sure
any sense.
cares.
I suspect that as long as the taxes keep rolling in, he will not care.
No, but he's going to keep an eye out because we're a ragtag group of somewhat mercenaries.
Or just new people that he hasn't extorted yet.
We get guns and we get some armor, and we're a little bit more road savvy than the locals. So
Well, yeah, if you were a local crime lord, wouldn't you be worried when, Johnny Mercenary and his band show up at your door?
yeah, it's not like we're just running around with pipe pistols either. I mean, we can, but that's mostly because we've taken them off so many fucking corpses.
It's all caps in our pockets, man.
Mm-hmm. It is.
We need to get an armor shop too, or not an armor shop, a good gun shop to go to at some point.
Maybe.
It'd be nice to be able to buy a couple more than 5 bullets, because that's all they have on stock.
Yeah. I could see why Cinder would.
Maybe when we go scouting, we'll find a nice store.
Maybe.
Did we
I
want
mean,
to talk to Buddy and then head out of town? Go look for lizards?
Do you want to get his hopes up?
I've been
I think
doing
we can
that since
ask him for a workbench. Like,
Oh,
that's really what we want to try to understand, if he knows where any of that is. Same thing with, like, maybe
Yeah,
a gun shop, too.
At least like a robot one, because you're going to need that to put his new arms in.
Might know stuff.
Well, he should at least.
Weird that way.
Yeah. Question: is there a red rocket around?
Not that the locals mentioned.
Yeah, they generally have places for workbenches. Dang. Yeah.
You guys.
The only other store they mentioned is the one that Cinder's gang's held up about, like the shop and save or whatever.
Yeah. You guys find Buddy. I'll go see if Janice has had enough scrub to be able to milk her. And then I'll find you.
Okay. Sounds good.
So yeah, Buddy is not hard to find. He sort of walks a patrol through the streets. But in as much as a patrol can have like his head hung low and his shoulders kind of slumped, he does. He's like, oh, hey, friend.
Buddy, my old pal. I got questions for you. Maybe you could help. I'm looking for a robotics workbench.
I imagine there would be one where I was built.
Where's that?
That's not far. Maybe 5-10 miles away. He sort of stops for a second. You can see like his little gizmos inside his like clear Protecton head kind of turning. Like, it was to the south from here. And he kind of gestures with his broken arm. I never did make it far from where I was created.
No, most of us meatbags live and die within a few paces of where we were born.
Oh, then perhaps we have that in common.
Well, who knows? Maybe once we get you fixed up, you can get back on the dusty trails again, buddy.
I think this place is my home now. So, until someone
Well,
else
then
comes
let's
along.
make sure that you aren't walking around unarmed, and she will give him the finger gun and smile.
He will kind of turn. I used to have finger guns.
Oh, god damn it.
Her smile will kind of like waver, like, this is so sad. Okay, we gotta go south to find this robot's arms.
It's okay, buddy. I'm still working on it. I told you, don't give up yet. Or at least not until I'm dead.
It's okay, brother. We shall fix you at some point.
Unfortunately, I cannot give up. My programming says that I should, but my self-destruct mechanism seems to be faulty.
That's a good thing.
Buddy, you seem more like a Marvin than a Buddy. I just don't know what it is.
He's not nearly paranoid enough.
Also,
Maybe that comes in time.
also having a depressed robot named Marvin might infringe on like intellectual property stuff. So,
A little bit.
I don't know what you're talking about. No such thing.
but you may find what you need there. And again, he'll gesture with his broken arm in kind of a vaguely, like, southerly direction. I don't believe it was more than 5 or 10 miles.
That's a healthy walk.
That's good to hear, buddy. All right, so what do you know about the land between Paradise and Robco?
There was a road that I followed. There were animals that attacked me. They were...
Were they lizards?
He seems to stop for a second. You see his little gears kind of spinning. Yes, they would be of the lizard species.
A hot damn.
Gives that knowing look to the rest of the group. Well, I think we just found our direction, folks.
Wait. How big were the lizards?
Oh, many of them were small.
Okay.
But not all of them.
No, there was one that was quite large.
Oh no.
I did not manage to kill it, but I did drive it away with my, and he looks at Malibu, finger guns.
Malibu has regrets.
I hope so. Malibu rum has led to many a regret.
Yeah.
But the small ones did not pose much threat. And then again, I am not made of flesh. Oh, and there were large insects as well.
Like arachnids? And she'll kind of make a claw pincer motion with her hand.
This is not sounding great.
No, not arachnids, insects. You can tell by the number of legs they have.
What was their primary form of weaponry?
They seem to have some sort of lower abdomen weapon.
We use it as a spear or as like a spray?
Maybe bloat flies?
I believe their intent was to attack me in close combat and pierce my metallic hide.
Okay.
They got
Oh,
grabby
maybe
claws
Stingwing?
too.
No, they were not. They were not the ones designated as stingwings.
Terrestrial or airborne?
Airborne. I believe the settlers refer to them as bloatflies.
Yeah, see, that's shitty, but that ain't as bad as it could be.
I don't know, man. I've seen some bloat flies screw people up.
Yeah, but there's way worse insects out there. Blowflies suck, but there's stuff out there that will wreck us.
And of course, there are raiders here and there, but they appear to be nomadic, so I cannot guarantee where they may or may not be.
That's fair.
That's accurate for the world.
I would suggest traveling with caution.
Always try to. Thanks for the heads up, though.
I'll let you know what I find, buddy.
I appreciate your efforts.
All will be well.
Right. Rebecca, you're checking your Brahmin.
Yep. Agility survival.
Agility survival. Difficulty is 1.
Hey, 1 success.
So yes, you do have a whatever dirty bottle you could find of Brahmin milk.
Pardon me. I also have 2 fertilizer that I'm gonna try to sell to where's her name? Virginia.
Okay.
See if she'll be willing to buy it or trade it.
Okay. Give me half a sec here. Fertilizer, incidentally, counts as an uncommon material for crafting purposes.
Nice. Good to know, because I get 2 of those a day.
You get 2 dice worth a day.
You could get none. You could get 4.
Oh. I will roll 2d6s. Is that 1 unit?
It's 1.
Okay.
So Virginia will look at it and go like, give you a couple of caps for it.
How about a trade?
Well, what are you looking for?
A Tato. Unless you got something that's tastier.
Nothing that's quite ready yet. And you already got some melons coming.
Yep. That's why I thought a Tato would be a nice change.
Collect a couple more of these and I'll give you a Tato.
Alright. Oh! Do you know where there might be a cook stove that strangers can use?
Well, you talk to Abner and Blanche over there at Nuggetville.
Yeah, I suppose that's true too.
Usually folks get their meals there. You know, I think the brothers probably, throw together a bonfire in their backyard every once in a while, cook up whatever critter they manage to catch trying to raid their crops. But by and large, Nuggetville would be your best bet.
Alrighty. She walks away. She's like, I feel like I should be calling everybody kiddo. So young.
Alrighty. So you guys have kind of gathered together, figured out roughly a rough plan. Buddy indicated that where he was created is to the south, and that there were some lizards along the way. So I will point out that everybody, since it is a new day from the dam, everybody should eat and drink if you have such things available.
Yay.
You guys are good radiation-wise, right? Nobody got.
No worries here.
Nobody's in danger of glowing, though.
Nah.
Well, I guess I can just eat the noodle cup.
If I glowed, it would add to my charm.
We
Soothing nightlight.
negotiate to get some food as well from the folks over here in Nuggetville for a reduced price.
We'll go and check them out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe we can negotiate for...
I would like to barter for breakfast.
Good old Barteros.
Well, aren't we still renting the room there for the night? Or is it the next day?
It is the next day, because you guys got back from the dam in the evening.
I imagine we should probably work out our next day, too. Or just wait till we get back. If we get back.
Oh, we'll be back.
We'll get back.
Just a matter of the state we'll be in when we get back. Exhausted from running for a day.
Yeah.
Comfortable from having taken care of business and made our way back.
I'll do what I can to keep you guys up and on your feet.
Being dragged by our glow-in-the-dark robot buddy.
But it's part of his charm. Don't worry, if he glows by the time you have to be dragged somewhere, I'll make sure to give you a nice milk bath.
Things should be well then.
That used to be a thing people did. They had so
Seems
much
kind of
milk,
wasteful.
they would bathe in it. Yeah, the olden days were weird.
It seems
We did a
unhygienic.
lot of things. We did a lot of stuff back then that just didn't. Looking back, just didn't make a lot of sense.
I, for one, am glad I do not have a sense of smell.
Yeah.
I washed up just yesterday.
Guys, we have a bunch of food in our bag, right? We just need to cook it, right?
Oh, we'll talk. Malibu's gonna bargain with our nice local tavern owners, either Abner or Blanche, who's ever around, and see if they can
Oh,
get
that's
us
a good
some time.
question. How does cooking work? Do we need
Survival.
Yeah, you need to have access to a cook workstation. You can actually build one. If you had any materials, but you've got a bunch of junk that hasn't been broken down yet. So
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
she's going to ask if she can use. I'm assuming there's a cook workstation in the restaurant that they have in there, or the bar.
there is, yes.
Yeah. So instead of maybe bargaining for more food, since we already have food, she might bargain to ask if we can use their cook workstation.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Essentially, because you guys have some reputation with the folks here in Paradise, asking for assistance becomes easier and easier as you build more and more reputation with them. So right now, because you guys have done a little things for them, you guys have a reputation of 2. So they're kind of neutral towards you. So you can make a charisma and speech roll. Difficulty is 5 if you don't offer them anything in exchange. Difficulty drops down to 3 if you offer them something in exchange, and then you can negotiate from there.
Yeah, like rental rates.
Is there anything we don't want from what we already have? How would people feel about parting with like 3 Mirelurk meat?
Be better off parting with like the extra machetes or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I see. There's another tab here. Yes, we have 7 road leathers. Okay, so we will negotiate with some of the clothing items that we have.
Yeah, a bunch of engineers' armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, God only knows what happened to those poor engineers.
Yeah.
Well, we've got
All
some
their
pretty
shirts
strong
are red
suspicions.
for some reason. We don't understand it, but
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm just glad I never went into engineering and mechanical services.
It's a dangerous job.
Oakland looks at the engineer and thinks about what could have been and said, "Whew, glad I dodged that bullet."
Well, technically, engineers wear red shirts, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So charisma and speech. Actually, I'll say speech or barter since you're offering them some things. Difficulty. How many engineer or road leathers are you offering them?
did people want me to keep any of these, or I will offer them 5.
You gotta set a tone, though. I mean, you gotta, hey, how about 1, and then barter upwards, and because we don't want them to say, oh yeah, 5, that's going right. We like that.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to keep 7 road leathers, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, so.
They're starting to smell a little rank after having raiders in them for a bit.
Yeah. Maybe I'll say we'll give them 5 road leathers and 1 set of engineer armor. That'll be my opening offer.
For how long use, though? Because, yeah.
Until we leave the
As long as we're here.
So carte blanche.
Yeah.
Right. We'll say
It's terrible.
fur.
It's the term.
Carte blanche.
Blanche.
Tell you what. I mean, this is nice stuff. I mean,
You want me to roll first before they respond? Sorry, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, actually, why don't you make a your choice of either charisma plus speech or barter? Your choice.
Okay, I'm gonna do barter, I think. Wow.
Oh, difficulty 2. So, thanks to your offer, they think about it for a second. So,
Oh, and I actually can reroll that 119.
oh, there you go.
Because I have,
Oh, yeah, because you picked up Smooth Talker.
yes.
Right.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay.
Yeah, I think we can clean these up and sell them. Make a little bit of a profit there. You got to supply your own fuel for it. But other than that, as long as we're not using it, sure, we'll say we won't say until you leave town, just in case you guys hang around for a long while. But at the end of 2 weeks, we'll see if you're still around.
One way or the other.
And that's just for the 5 road leathers and 1 engineer armor?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I'm down. Unless anybody has any objections.
No objections from me.
That seems an alright deal.
they'll even toss in a basically the first load of fuel, because you need to spend fuel to keep the cook station going. So until you guys have a chance to get some, they'll like, okay, they'll start you off so you can cook today without having to worry about any fuel for it, and then going forward you'll have to have stuff that you can throw in to burn, like maybe Brahmin fertilizer.
Got it.
It usually only needs
Wood.
common,
Just go cut down a tree, grab some scrap wood off the ground.
but we have to convert junk into common materials.
Or you could, I would probably allow you, like B suggested, to take some time to like gather together some scrap and stuff. I mean, it's just common materials, so
Yeah.
it would take some time, but it's a good suggestion to, make use of the environment, as it were.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna reroll one die again because I also have my formal hat, which
Okay.
gives me a reroll on charisma-based checks.
Yeah.
I was just fishing for AP, but
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
You can't actually re-roll the same die twice anyway, so
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, one
No, but-
reroll per die.
you could have re-rolled the 2, but
I think I might let that one stand.
yeah, I think so. All right, but they do give you access to the cook station for at least 2 weeks, and they'll be, basically it's fueled for the day here, so you guys can easily get about to cooking what you have.
Okay, I have updated the sheet to reflect the expenditures.
Okay, right. Mike's off to get his wife, so I'll have to
Awesome.
make whatever rolls.
Well, I mean, it's survival checks. It's not like I can't do that either.
Oh,
I was
excellent.
gonna say.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
do
you
wanna-
guys to do the cooking.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I was just grabbing my book to look at what options I have.
Excellent. Yeah, I think you guys have some Mirelurk,
cakes.
and I think you have some soft Mirelurk meat as well.
And iguana on a stick. And some stilt bean. Maybe we should make some stilt bean juice.
Silt bean juice isn't on the menu.
There's no recipe for it. Doesn't mean you can't find one, because sometimes I like to make shit up. And there's a guy, and I'll have to find the name later on the forums, that put together like a fan-made bestiary that's 222 pages.
Holy sh!
Jeebus.
Yeah, I was watching them work on that on the Reddit.
Yeah. So I'll have to grab the name so we can give a shout out. But yeah, I was like, holy shit. I mean, I feel accomplished when I've put together like 4 new creatures. Alright, so you guys can make cooked soft shell meat. Or I believe you can make
Roasted Mirelurk with the normal meat.
they're both difficulty 1 survival rolls.
Silt beans are used in complex meals.
That's because nobody wants to eat that crap by itself.
Boise, did you want to do the cooking?
And brain fungus's main use is making intents.
Yeah, it's int plus survival difficulty 1. I know we said we were going to do crafting off board, but this will be quick.
And I thought cooking was 0.
Nope, it's still based off the complexity of the thing.
Nah,
So
that's fine.
Yeah.
As long as if I actually bring up my sheet and not keep getting Janice's when I hit C.
I mean, if you want to roleplay the Brahmin, go right ahead.
I mean, it would have a target number of 6.
I'll just, like I said, I'll eat the instant noodles, or the cup of noodles.
Okay.
And have a drink of whatever alcohol we have available
Perfect. I think you
to
guys,
freshen myself up.
Yeah, I think you guys have some bourbon and some moonshine and stuff.
Bourbon.
Oh.
I'll go with bourbon.
Perfect. So I'll just get you to do the 1 roll for cooking all of the things there be.
Okay.
So yeah, you can do the math on what converts to what. I think you need.
It's actually 1-for-1 for the recipes we have.
Perfect. All right. So you fry up some soft shell mirelurk and some mirelurk meat. You guys have some booze, some brahmin milk. I think you've got some water you can drink. So yeah, you can just, whoever's taking whatever, cross it off. Anybody that is eating the mirelurk meat, just make note that at the start of the next scene, you will generate either 1 or 2 action points depending on whether they're soft shell or not. You feel energized. And also get you guys used to the fact that eating like cooked food actually does provide a benefit.
I just figured they got gassy.
Oh, that could be too. Allergy to seafood.
Just thought we were feeling extra energetic from all the vitamin E.
So you guys take some time, take like probably an hour or so, cook up some of the stuff that you have a good hearty breakfast, and get ready to head out.
All right. Took off my meat eat and my drink eat.
Perfect. Yeah, it's much easier just to do the eating and drinking once a day as opposed to like it's been 3 hours. You are now X level of thirsty.
Yes. 3-hour tour.
God, that was hellish.
Oh, and you had combat, so add more to that.
Yeah.
Are we able to get just water whenever we want here now that we've taken care of the folks at the dam?
No, like I mean, there's
Dirty
still
water.
you can go up to the dam and like get some dirty water if you like, for sure.
Okay.
But it's a couple of hours up to the dam.
Okay, I'll drink the one dirty water then that I had in my to sell stuff.
Okay.
It's not the rats, it's the diseases you got to watch for.
Yeah. Let's see. Did we have 2 noodle cups or did we just have the one?
The one.
Okay, I'll change it to 0. I'll have the Instamash.
And you're a ghoul, so you do not have to worry about radiation.
Exactly.
And the human folks are eating cooked food, so they don't have to worry about it. All right. So yeah, after a hearty breakfast, you guys make your way, and you do see there's some folks kind of out and about, just kind of going about their business. General speaking, people coming into Nuggetville, trading, and one of the very so far unnamed folks here in Paradise, like drops off a bunch of what looks like just assorted crap, like screws and chunks of wood and this, that, and the other thing. Abner slides them over a couple of caps. There is definite trade that happens here in the settlement as well. That's enough to indicate, should you guys wish to buy, there are common materials available for purchase at the shop now.
Nice hint.
Alright.
Appreciate it.
So you guys set off, heading south. It's a fairly warm day. I mean, it is kind of a deserty area, and it is like early May, so kind of warmish. Not terribly unpleasant, though. Are you bringing Janice with you, or are you leaving Janice behind?
Well, if we're planning on
We could
carrying a
use
bunch
her.
of stuff back, yeah, if
We
we're
might
planning
need
on
food.
carrying,
Yeah, we will be hunting, and we don't know how much meat we'll be bringing back.
so if
Plus
we're
the
planning on
Robco.
doing a bunch of hunting, carrying a bunch of stuff, we'll bring the Brahmin.
We might need bait too.
Hey,
That's
now.
why you're here.
I don't think they'd like to eat me.
No, but we can rub meat on you and they won't know the difference.
True, that is an aspect.
Ew. That's nasty.
He's gonna hang some steaks off the pointy bits of the robot.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just up ice dogs, make sure I can see.
It's so that the neighborhood kids will play with them.
I will get somebody, whoever is best at perception and survival.
Oh, what?
Probably B, I would think.
You mean the Pathfinder guy?
Tell me how that works.
So yeah, B, I'll get you to roll for your Pathfinder to see if you can speed up the travel, and then I'll get somebody else to roll for kind of keeping an eye on things.
That looks like a good survival roll.
That's just it. On a successful roll, the Pathfinder halves the amount of time it'll take. So
Yep.
and then,
My perception and survival totals 8, but I shift everything down by
Yeah.
1 difficulty.
Yeah, I believe that you're like the next best, unless our ghoul doctors get a nice lead.
9 and tagged, but doesn't do anything for the difficulty.
Yeah, when you're that close, it's pretty comparable, and the difficulty shift's the big deal.
so yes, so AB can roll perception and survival. The difficulty is 0, so you don't have to roll if you don't have to because of your sensors. But it's a chance to generate some action points.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Excellent.
Perfect. So yes, so as you guys head out, there is kind of a like a trode down path that leads to Paradise, and then that eventually connects up with like broken down highway. And Boise, you're like, okay, if we follow the highway, that'll take us there. But if we go cross country that way, that'll shave off a significant amount of time.
And we might find more lizards.
And quite possibly find more lizards, because there's more likely to be more off the beaten path than there are along the highway.
Yeah, and possibly an assortment.
So yeah, you figure that going cross country there will probably reduce your travel time by like half, like the perk does.
Yeah, if we just cut straight this way, I'll keep an eye on things, but we'll get there a lot quicker than following the road.
We can make a nice charcuterie board with various lizard meats.
I remember charcuterie boards.
Aren't those just like adult fancy lad lunchable?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
I haven't seen one of those in a while. I usually just find the snack cakes or an empty lunchbox that used to have one in it.
I haven't seen one since I had to serve the fucking things.
Ah,
Charcuterie boards or fancy lad grab and go.
Both to pompous meat bags.
I'll try and keep my pomp to a minimum.
Thank you.
Not you, pompous meatbags, different pompous meatbags.
Exactly.
I'd rather be known as the non-pompous meatbag.
Hey, what do you mean? I mean, I've got a pompous meatbag as a friend.
Yeah, but that's only because Oakland has a pompadour.
But
Ba-dum-bum.
So yeah, after traveling cross country for probably about a half hour, 45 minutes or so, AB, you pick up on your kind of your long range sensors. A couple of things. There are definite movement, and you kind of zoom in a little bit, and you see that there are some small-ish lizardy type things.
heads up, we have lizards.
Is the big one there, or is it just the little one so far?
The big one just means more meat.
It depends how big it is.
What kind of lizard?
It could be a fire-breathing lizard. Could be an acid-spitting lizard. Could be a delicious lizard. We call those tasty lizards.
The other thing that your sensors pick up is a fairly healthy dose of radiation.
Mm.
It seems
Rat
like
River.
much of the area may be irradiated. I think it's the problem in the middle.
Oh, hey, yeah, water doesn't normally glow or is green.
Oh my.
Well, I ain't cleaning up in this one, just so you know.
That's okay.
You can have
I'll
it all
go
to
and
yourself.
fetch stuff. I'll fetch stuff if need be. If, stuff falls in the water.
Not that I have to worry.
No, that's true.
But yes, AB, you see off on like these two these bluffs across this small radioactive stream. Maybe a dozen or so of these small lizard creatures.
There seems to be about a good dozen of them up there. That seems like a good opportunity for us to fill the packs with meat.
Yep. Let's hope
Don't
these,
see any of the big ones yet, though.
No sign of any larger ones, no.
Mm. Okay, how do we want to play this?
Well,
Do you want to try to sneak up? Catch him by surprise?
I think that's always a good idea.
I'm concerned that some of you may not make it through the radiation zone.
They might be able to jump over. We don't really have anything to make a bridge out of.
Well, all the same, it is just still exposure.
Yeah, that's fine for you, Tin Can, not me.
I know, which is why I am worried for all of you, except for the ghoul.
I mean, it'll only take a day or two to clear up your maybe 3, depending on how many of you get irradiated.
Irradiated? I don't want to get irradiated.
Hey, Chris,
Neither
is the radiation measurable?
It is if you have a Geiger counter.
Which
Like
I
on a
do.
Pip-Boy.
Yeah.
Okay. You can give me intelligence and survival.
Can I assist?
No.
Damn.
But
I got assist.
Can't look over and go, you're reading that wrong.
no.
This is what that amount of radiation means. You'll be fine.
But yeah, as you get close, it seems like it's the radiation seems to be contained to the water. It's not leaking into the atmosphere or anything, or even like really the banks. It seems to be largely contained to this kind of slow moving stream. In terms of possible radiation damage, it's splashing through it will cause minimal radiation damage. You don't want to stand in it for too long.
And dear Lord, don't drink it.
And
Well, I mean, if you got the right perk, you can.
I'll be fine.
but since you do have to get like a little bit closer to kind of get a good rating, you can tell that it's not very deep. It's like it's definitely the sort of thing like you're not going to worry about drowning or anything. And mechanically, splashing through it would do 1 combat dice worth of rads, so between 0 and 2. But if you stand in it, it would be 0 to 2 every round.
And what is it like? We can't jump over it. Like, there's no place where it's close enough for us to make a jump over the river or stream.
You could certainly try.
If we
Like-
had, like, say, a robot who could fly, that we could maybe hold on to.
I was going to say that sounds like it's a difficult terrain. Use AP to bypass a check.
It is.
Pack mule it is.
So AB obviously does not have to worry about this at all. Because he flies and he's immune to radiation.
Neither does our doctor.
I was just going to say, can I help them across? Since I can stand in the water?
You can. It would be a strength and athletics check. Basically, to cross it safely requires 2 action points. It's whatever you do to generate those action points to get somebody across.
Okay, well, I can try to help them across. So you needed me to roll.
Do we want, like, if the things are all on the other side, do we want to have that at our backs when they start coming at us?
Depends on how far you guys can shoot.
I can shoot pretty far, it just gets less accurate.
They're going to be at long range. Plus a difficulty for them being up a level, I think. Yes?
Basically, it's measured off in zones, right? Doesn't matter whether above or
Right.
below, it's still a zone. So
So it'll be 4 zones.
At current.
Yeah. So we're going to end up with the water at our backs.
Well, at current, it's actually 3 zones away, so yeah.
I love the liquid effect in the water.
Right? It looks really cool.
It looks radioactive.
What if we lure them this way towards the water edge? We use the water as our trench line and, force them to come to us. You, with your
Try.
ranged shots there, could really stir them up and force them in a direction. And with AB flying around behind him with that flamethrower, he might be able to scare them in our direction. You know?
I would worry we might lose too much of them to the radiation for this to be profitable.
They're irradiated creatures. They probably drink from that water.
Hmm.
You guys do have action points if you have any specific questions about geckos.
Yeah, let's spend an action point to ask that question. So, like, if we were to lure them into the water, would that damage them? Or I guess the question is really around. Tell us about how geckos live off the land, out in the wasteland.
All right. So yes, they are carnivorous animals. They are meat eaters. They are exceedingly fast, and as Boise indicated, they undoubtedly drink from this stream and are probably immune to its effects. But yes, they are able to as kind of pack hunters, very quickly and swiftly converge on prey and bring it down. Eat something prey much larger than them.
So essentially, smolts with nasty versions of Rebecca. Okay.
Do we have any bait then?
Other than us?
Never mind. Did I get a answer to did you bring Janice with you or not?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Because yes, we did.
Okay.
Because bait.
I hate using our cow as a bait.
Yeah, she is also immune to radiation, by the way.
Janice?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I would
I
hope.
think we're
given the
missing
nature of
dog meat on the board too.
Oh, we are missing dog meat. Dog meat is not immune to radiation.
He'd be a mutated hound if he was. Or a
Yeah.
mongrel.
That'd be terrible.
Clearly, the 7.
Well, how do you folks want to approach this?
I think AB can probably go up and scare them down toward us. Maybe. Or if not, the Brahmin and I can stand in the River of Doom and just maybe lure them down.
That might be a good idea to have you and the Brahmin maybe over here.
Mm-hmm.
Lure them down here. We could have Boise. I don't know if you want to be here. If you like, Oakland, you and I can cross with dog meat and be waiting here to ambush them after they come down this path in order to attack her in the river. And AB5, maybe you could be here so that you could flamethrower them.
Or if you want, I can get up where they are, and I can then chase them between you, hopefully.
Oh, that would be even better, actually. Yeah.
I like this. This is a culmination of all of our plans.
Let's see how badly this goes.
Hey,
So-
give me a few more
Good
months to study
plan.
and I'll just start.
Well,
You mentioned that we can spend AP to get across the river.
Yeah, basically it takes 2 AP to safely cross the river, so you can either spend the 2 that are there, or somebody can do something to generate AP. That's the way hazardous terrain works in Fallout.
Okay.
Ooh,
Kind of like creating an
Hey.
advantage.
AB, do you think you can go and generate some AP for us?
Oh no, dog meat's AFK.
quite possibly, I will go and, if nothing else, we will have cooked gecko carcasses.
I like this plan. This is a great plan. Let's do it. All right. Uh-oh.
I moved this.
AB, are you trying to be stealthy as you get closer, or?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Give me a agility and stealth roll then.
They know Din Din's on the way. It's just whether or not to hear the dinner bell flying by.
Three successes.
Yeah, tag skills are nice that way.
They are. So they still notice you, but doesn't generate a shitload of action points for me, which is probably for the best. So as AB starts floating over to his position, you see some of them, like, the heads kind of, like, cock up. And these things are probably, they're like a good, probably 3 feet tall, maybe. Kind of like a bipedal-ish type of thing. But the heads kind of pop up like prairie dogs or meerkats as they, like, sense movement.
Yeah, but they don't smell nothing.
So they have definitely noticed AB, and their attention is all focused over there.
Somebody fire the rocket.
Can Malibu and I stealth up?
You can certainly try.
Okay, because we need to get to our positions too. Would you mind rolling it for me?
Yeah, I can do that.
It should be easier where they're all looking at me.
It is easier. Basically,
When they're all looking at you.
Yeah, basically because they're looking that way. It's not going to be contested. It's just going to be a straight roll.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm skilled in it. I'm just not the most agile person on the planet.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
rolled a 1 in that, so you're doing well.
yeah. You rolled a 1 and a 5.
Oh wow. Okay, so yeah, well below my threshold of everything.
So,
So stop naking yourself when you're clearly outperforming people.
Sorry, you need me to roll a sneak?
Malibu or Oakland actually rolled well enough to get both of you across.
Oh, sweet. Good job, Oakland. Thank you.
So,
Anytime, Malibu. Anytime. We're gonna spend the 2 AP so that we can cross without getting irradiated, though.
Yeah, it was 2 for you and 2 for her. Basically, your sneak roll is what generated your AP to spend on that roll.
Oh, perfect. Then awesome. Cross without any radiation issues.
Yep, you managed to time it, and you see right about here, there's like a little bit of a ledge that leads down to the water. I don't know if you have access to Foundry or not while you're traveling there, Mike, so. But yeah, there's like a little ledge, so you kind of like time it and jump and like land like all ninja-like and get over into position. And their attention is 100% focused on the noise they heard over there as AB kind of rattled along. Boise, you're just moving over there?
For the moment, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Because if they ran at Oakland and Malibu, I've got a great shot on them.
Perfect.
Can I move dog meat with me? Is that okay? Or
Yep.
is that another rule?
Nope.
He's part of you.
He is, for all intents and purposes, part of you unless you specifically send him off to do a thing.
Got it.
I do not have access to Foundry while driving.
Okay.
I can't take my eyes off the road long enough to do it.
For sure.
No, it only works if you see the spot you're crossing.
Yeah. Sorry, you can't see where you're going, Mike. Your character fails.
That's fine. I fall down the pit and die. Ah!
No. Yeah, you guys managed to get across safely. Boise, you get into position. So you've got basically good coverage should things come running down that like embankment there.
As they inevitably will.
Yeah, like
That's the plan.
you don't see these things as being this like agile climbers. They're not going to like scamper down the rocks. They're going to come down that funnel. Rebecca, where would you like to go?
I'm getting in the water.
Okay.
Splish splash, she was taking a bath.
Janice can be right behind me making lots of noise.
No.
Listen!
No.
Are we ready? Are we ready? You guys ready?
No.
Switch my gun to automatic and wait for my first few shots.
Perfect. So yeah, as Jenna starts making these noises, it sounds like it's questioning. It's like, are you sure there, boss? You know, like. Of course, it comes out, and all of the heads that were like kind of swiveled towards AB suddenly swivel the other way towards the much more obvious source of noise.
Listen, strange women lying in ponds, distributing swords, no basis for a system of government.
That would make sense if you had a sword.
Supreme executive power derives from a mandate from the masses, not from some farcical aquatic ceremony.
Huh?
Yeah, it's okay, Janice. They won't recognize it either.
All right.
So young.
So clearly what we're saying is we're in India.
No. Rebecca used to be a Monty Python fan.
These creatures do start moving, and they do start moving quickly, but they are very slow on the initiative. That would make Boise is first.
More?
I just figured seeing as how the cow is an object of worship in India, I'm just saying, could be a godlike thing more than a ruling thing.
Bear in mind, in this version of 2D20, you can ready an action if you want.
I will use my minor action to start aiming, because aim works until I shoot or my next action starts, and then I will ready my action to shoot when something enters the zone that Oakland, Malibu, and Dog Meat are in.
Perfect. Yeah, you kind of pick one out of the herd, get a bead on it. AB.
Well, I guess I am going to cross up onto the next level and flame a bunch of shit.
Okay. Give me, let's call this agility and athletics. Basically to generate the one action point you need to kind of like hoist yourself up and over. Oh, nice roll.
I have a 9 on agility, so it's good.
So you fire up your jets, up and over. Just so you guys know, generally speaking, those like terrain tests are difficulty 0, so they don't take an action. There may be cases though where the terrain is a higher difficulty, in which case it will actually take an action to make that skill roll.
Fair. I just figured this was like a minor change.
Yeah. I will specifically tell you when the terrain is more difficult than it normally is.
Very cool.
Like getting on the second floor of a building.
Now I got some lizards to fry.
And remember to declare how much ammo you're using before you roll the hit.
What's the max I can use?
Whatever your fire rate is.
I believe that's 4.
It is 4 for your flamer.
Excellent. So I will max out. I will use the 4. Plus, of course, now I have Pyromaniac, so that makes things funner.
Yep, I added that on already for your damage, so.
Whoop whoop.
Oh, bother.
Well, alright. Let's give me a big guns roll and cross all our fingers.
I used to have fingers.
We didn't
God,
bring him
God
along.
damn it, Mervin.
Just oh.
God damn it, Mervin, the legally and intellectually distinct property.
Can I use that 1 AP for an extra dice?
Yeah, just return it sometime.
Well, hopefully, this time. Alright, so I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna roll 3 dice because they're better than 2.
It's a hit.
I'm gonna re-roll the 14. As center mass.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Better.
There you go. So solid hit. So that's going to be a total of 8 dice of damage. I will note as well for next session, amongst the music that Mike found, some of it is specifically combat music.
Oh dear. Is it combat jazz?
No,
No, it's more like traditional Fallout-esque combat music.
Yeah.
So, question. Flamer actually has a 4. Pyromaniac brings it to 5. I spent 4, so that makes it 9.
I think Flamer has a base of 3, and Pyromaniac brings it to 4.
Oh, maybe. You included it in, I guess that's...
Yeah, I think I added it.
Yeah, you
Okay.
added a skill. I'm just assuming did it move it up?
Yeah, I added up the damage as well.
Sweet. Oh, I mean, 8 dice is lovely.
Yeah, 1 extra damage per rank.
So beautiful. Huge resource sink.
If only Fallout had rules for scrounging orange juice and styrofoam.
Right?
Ooh.
All we need is a hardware store. Find a couple boxes of Mr. Handy fuel.
What can be done about those blanks?
You can spend a luck to re-roll up to 3 of them.
It's probably worth a luck if you've got it to spend.
Yeah, that's one of those rolls where finesse would be great.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, okay, we've decided we're going to continue to roll like garbage. Got it.
Well, I also did specifically say like the heavier weapon rolls tend to benefit from it a
Yeah,
lot more.
exactly.
Because
Yeah.
either your roll's really good or it's really crap.
Yeah.
So I'll
It
spend
really
a
doesn't
lot
matter what I'm using. It's going to be really crap.
to roll
Okay.
3.
Okay, perfect.
Hey!
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, much nicer. That would use of luck.
So you could spend 2 more ammo to hit 2 more of them.
Absolutely. Ammo count now at 6.
Okay. And so he's going to take... that is enough to kill him. And then it spreads for 8. Or burst is 8. You do notice that these guys they don't seem like they're terribly durable, but they do seem like they're a little bit resistant to your flame.
Oh, okay. All right. We got rid of 3 of them. Life is good. And they're pre-cooked.
So
I wish.
that will take us to Rebecca.
Rebecca, as she calls out, come and see the violence inherent in the system. Help, help, we're being repressed. She'll aim.
Okay.
I'm guessing I can see number 2 from here.
You can see pretty much all of them. Like they're they're not super tiny, and they're kind of like standing up, taking a look and looking at the noise and getting ready to kind of run down that little hill there. So you can definitely see them.
I'll see if I can hit number 2. So I'll aim first.
Okay.
Thing is, my pipe gun, which is the only one I've got, is supposed to be used in close quarters.
Yep.
So I take it that adds.
So what's the range on it? Close.
Yes.
So plus
We
2
could do in the
difficulty.
river.
Okay. And is it using perception or
Agility.
agility? Either one is the same number. Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, that is a miss.
Yeah, not surprising.
Pew pew.
She's not the gun bunny that JJ was. But she's attracting lots of attention, hopefully.
Right. Yes, you and Janice have attracted all of the attention. Oakland, you're up. None of them have moved into the same zone as you yet, Mike, so.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I will hold my action for whatever comes within range, and then I'll open fire on them when they get within close range.
Okay. Alright, Janice. Janice is on the initiative. Janice is like, "Marr."
More.
Malibu.
I'm going to also ready an action.
Okay.
To attack and shoot at one of the creatures as soon as it enters my zone.
Okay. Their turn. So we'll get the 2 over here. They have, in fact, noticed AB. They are both going to charge you. Because
Weird.
they don't know that you're metal yet.
True. Well, I am a danger.
Ooh. That is going to generate me 2 action points. Oof. 5 damage to arm number 3.
All right, this will be fun. I've never taken damage before. What? How do I see for the armor?
So under your status tab, it'll tell you what you have for armor in each location.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Yep. So you have.
So I've got a defense of 2, so I've got apparently arm 3 is 2.
Yep. So that'll be 3 damage that comes off your health. Anything that is like 5 damage or more causes an injury to that location.
Gotcha. Same as always.
Yeah, same as Conan and everything else. Yeah. 5 is the magic number.
Sounds good. I'll take 3 damage to help.
Okay. And then the other horde is to pour down, coming towards Rebecca and Janice. And you guys notice these things are very fast. Like that move was a free action for them.
Ooh, nice. I need to equip gecko legs.
No, not nice.
But those of you that had
Not nice at all.
those of you that had readied actions can take your shots. Ooh, very nice shot.
Beautiful.
And that's optimum range for you, right?
No, actually, it's just outside, so it's difficulty 2.
Okay. So it's still 3 action points.
Yep.
And that is a hit and 1 action point. Malibu.
There we go.
Man, you guys are shredding these things. I'm going to take... Can I take AP to add to my roll?
To add dice, yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna be 5 damage. Oh, one of them is slightly still alive. Oh, that's a nice hit.
Yeah, but 5 damage to a leg on a creature that runs.
Only 4 damage actually.
I am using automatic. I did say this before.
Yep. So you can add a number of bonus dice equal to up to the rate of fire of the weapon to the damage. And it also gives it burst. So if you roll any effects, you can hit more than one creature.
Okay, and how much ammo do I need to spend for this?
You can spend you spend 1 to shoot, and then you can spend up to 4 more.
Oh, I'll spend up to 4 more.
Okay, so that will give you 7 dice for the damage. So under your 10mm pistol, just click damage. It'll default to 3. Just change the number to 7. You could spend a luck to reroll those 3 blanks if you wanted to.
I'll do that. I've got enough, so.
Okay. Ooh, nice. So that's going to be 8 damage to the one you hit. And then because of burst, you can spend extra ammo for each effect to hit another target.
I will spend an ammo to hit each of the remaining targets in range. So that is a total of 7 plus 4 is 11 ammo I've spent.
Yeah. But that is 8 damage to all of them.
Wrap.
Alright, so these things come like running down this funnel where you guys were kind of prepared for them. Oh, I completely forgot to roll for dog meat.
Work.
Dog meat auto hits if you hit.
Yeah, because his damage could have been enough.
Yeah. Oh, his damage was enough. You would have had to spend 1 less shot there, Mike.
Awesome.
I completely forgot to roll for Dogmeat. But Dogmeat and Malibu managed to take theirs down as well. So it costs you 1 less bullet. So that's them then, as they come running down this funnel of death. And like that area there was just like awash with gecko parts and blood.
Oakland will spin his gun heroically, blow the smoke off the barrel, and then holster it on his hip. Good shooting, folks!
There's still 2 up on the ledge with AB.
There are 2 up there, and you guys.
And I don't think that's the end of it.
AB, since you're up there, you see like the sand kind of shift a little near one of the nests.
Ooh, here comes the big boy.
Oh.
The not so young gecko.
I'm just glad it's still a gecko and not, a death
Geico?
claw or something. Well,
Mole rats. Suddenly it's mole rats everywhere.
eat mole rats.
Right? And they've got a mole rat queen, and they were all hiding underground waiting for the geckos to get gone. Because mole rats. They're named mole rats.
There's the big word.
No, but it is a legendary young gecko.
There's the $2 word of the day.
Legendary.
I forgot to update its things. It is faster than that. But that does bring us back around to Boise.
Well, there's AP in the pool and a river to cross.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you kind of find like an area, kind of like do like the kind of commando butt slide down, then like use that momentum to jump across.
Does that still leave me with a minor or a major?
Still leaves you with one minor because it's a major action with 2 zones.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will take a minor to aim, and I will take the 2 AP to take a second major to shoot the gecko.
Okay, perfect.
You got a reroll?
Oh, damn it. I mean, he is in my optimum range, but damn it. Of all the results that could happen on a reroll.
Yeah.
Starting to turn into our last Conan game.
Yeah. I find it's usually a lot of times you're like, oh, I'll reroll just in case, and that's when the complication gets. Like Yorick trying to disarm a vehicle.
So bad. So terrible.
Rerolled
So bad for the NPC.
Rerolled 2 dice into both into complications.
Yeah.
So that is a miss, and basically the complication is because you kind of slid down and over and across. You accidentally hit the bolt and essentially fired off a round you weren't anticipating to.
Damn, 2 bullets for 1 miss? Damn it.
Yeah. AB is up.
Okay, well, I guess we're gonna throw some fire.
I mean, they're all in the same zone as you.
There.
I know, I noticed that. So we can do lots of fun spread stuff, hopefully. Again, I'll max out to the 4.
Okay.
And we don't have any AP, so I will just my 2 dice.
Okay. Which one are you aiming at?
Well, why don't we say we're going to aim at the big one?
Okay.
And maybe if I get lucky, there's splatter that catches the other 2.
Okay, perfect. Just because like the persistent and spread doesn't carry over to auxiliary targets, so
Yeah, gotcha.
it's important to know which one you're actually lighting on fire.
Yes, yeah, so that'll be the big one, because big one. Does that succeed?
It does. You can reroll the 19 with center of mass if you like.
Yes, I would.
He lured you into his trap.
Haha!
He did, didn't he? That seems weird.
So what do we do for a complication? The same thing. I'll say you basically just kind of hose the whole area, and extra ammo gets cooked off.
No worries. How much extra ammo would you like me to cook off?
1.
All right, so that puts me at 5. So now I'll roll the 8 damage.
Yep. Oof.
Yikes.
So 7.
That's a nice looking roll.
He does catch on fire for the next 3 rounds, but he does not seem to be overly impressed by that.
Probably likes getting hit by projectiles more.
But you could spend 2 more ammo if you want to hit the other 2.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad we found ammo for you and bought you new ammo.
It's great.
Man, I hope we can scavenge up some more 10mm rounds.
Those usually aren't too hard to come by. They're not as common as, junk bullets, but
Well, hey, I'll suffice with a pipe pistol until we can find more, because we've got a lot of pipe pistols on hand and ammo, right?
yeah.
But,
Well, that's why that's one of my backup weapons now.
yeah, I got to get one out of the Janus.
Okay.
I got 7 bullets.
The Jan ass.
I was just rolling those ones for hit location, so both of those took torso hits, so they are bleeding.
So they're wounded but not dead.
They are badly wounded, but not yet dead.
Okay, well, at least there's a big fiery beacon for the big one.
That will take us to Rebecca. You're muted.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not muted.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get out of this water.
Okay.
There's no reason for me to be down here anymore.
There's not enough radiation to heal you.
No, and I'm not damaged. So, but this makes it hopefully a little easier for me to wait. Moving out of the water, is that going to be my major or minor?
It's a minor because you're only going one zone.
Okay, so I still have my major left.
Yeah.
So I'll try and shoot the legendary young gecko.
Okay.
We'll see if I manage to hit it. I greatly doubt it.
That is a miss because of range.
It is. Yep, that's fine. That's what I expected.
Alright, I just gotta double check. Persistent happens at the start of his turn or the end of his turn.
And watch it just say on its turn.
At the end of their next and subsequent turns. So at the end of his turn, he will take another 8 dice worth of damage. He is not smart enough to stop, drop, and roll. He is smart enough to kill the thing that hurt him.
Ick.
How damaged does it look? Out of curiosity.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it's been warmed up.
It's been warmed up. It hasn't taken an injury. In D&D terms, it is not bloodied, but it is on fire.
Okay, something's burning.
You could say that he was outside without sunscreen today, but not long enough to get a real bad burn.
Yeah. That will hit arm number 2.
Oof.
How
What they get against arm number 2?
How does my defense 2 work?
You have a defense 2?
Yeah, I've got agility at 9.
Oh, sorry. That misses then. Never mind.
Yeah, because it's the threshold.
Yeah, your defense is how many the difficulty to be hit.
Speaking of
Yeah, I didn't. The other ones were like, oh, look at all those successes.
Yeah. So it comes up to you and it's like flaming. It's on fire. It swings at you with its claws, and you just kind of like very nimbly for a Mr. Handy kind of back up out of the way, kind of kick the jets in. You can roll your 8 dice of damage for it at the end of its turn.
Sweet.
So it's going to take another 5. And that is 1 turn of burning, and it's still burning for 2 more turns.
Sweet.
Alright, Oakland. So yeah, you guys all saw this very large creature kind of pop up and get lit on fire and then go dashing off across towards AB there.
Oakland looks a little less confident at the moment because that is one big lizard. But he steals himself, grabs his gun. He'll take a minor action, step up here.
Okay.
And then my major action is going to be opening fire. I'll start with the legendary gecko. I have 6 bullets. I need 2 to pass it on. So it takes 1. I'll spend 2 more.
Okay.
For it, and then if I land enough or the effects, then I'll spend the 2 bullets to hit the next 2 geckos as well.
Gotcha. Just so you're aware, in case you don't want to, the next 2 are bleeding profusely from like grievous flame wounds to their torsos. I.e., they will probably die at the end of their next turn, regardless of what you guys do.
Oh, so I should just focus fire on the legendary.
Sounds kind of like it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have any AP to spend, so just.
I mean, you can give Chris some.
Yeah, you can.
Nah. I'll trust my dice.
You cursed it now, Mike. Oh!
I made it.
Yep, and generate 1 in the process.
For 5 on the roll of damage. That was pretty solid.
So you fire into it. It kind of turns and kind of grunts at you. Does not seem to have caused any injuries to it.
Dang.
Well, that sucks.
That will bring us to Malibu.
Malibu is going to encourage the group, so she's going to shout out, okay, so our guns aren't doing as much to it, but it does look like it's on fire right now, and those other 2 young geckos are going to die soon, and that means we'll have killed everything in this area that we need to. She is going to try to rally to regain some action points using her charisma and speech.
Awesome.
That's okay with you, Chris?
Absolutely.
And I will reroll one of the dice. I can do that in a combat situation, can't I?
With your fancy hat, yes.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
There you go. So you guys feel inspired by Malibu's can-do attitude.
There you go, Blazy. I gave you some AP for your next attack.
I mean, technically, Dogmeat would assist. He's not real great at it.
Starts barking and howling along.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Everyone's like, yes, sure thing, Dogmeat, we'll get it.
She'll say, isn't that right, Dogmeat? Dogmeat will bark on command in that clever, wholesome way.
That's right. Right.
We got this, guys.
Right. The 2 young gecko have realized that they can't crack through the shell. They are going to come this way.
Yeah, I'm kind of tasteless.
We're soft and squishy.
Well, they are going to jump and claw up at the head of Oakland.
No, don't hurt him. He's going to fix me.
for 2 damage to your head.
Okay, that is a lot better than what I was expecting.
Yeah. Yeah, they do have vicious on their claws, which makes their attacks really swingy. But then
Sorry, you cut out, Chris.
sorry, end of the turn, they bleed and die probably. Yep.
And a good time was not had by them.
And that will bring us back around to Boise.
Well, you know, stuff and things, right? It's all about stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
So I'm going to aim at Mr. Legendary, who's in the ideal range, and I'm going to take an AP there for a die, because ideal range.
Okay.
Is there a called shot you want to do for this one? Just given that it ignored a lot of.
No,
damage other
it's
folks-
full body armor, because it's a creature.
Yep.
There's a very few exceptions in Fallout to that, sadly.
Yeah, like the Mirelurk's face. That is a weak spot.
Oh, that is a hit. Perfect. Generates 2 action points in the process. So a solid shot to the head.
Nice.
Oh, perfect!
Oh.
Piercing is perfect.
So that is going to pierce all of its damage reduction. And 7 damage, so it is stunned as well as being on fire.
Nice.
Bonjour, Shaggy.
Woot.
You guys mind if I do that again?
What,
It'll take
shoot
2
it again?
units in the pool, but I can do that again.
Shoot it again.
Have at it, Boise.
Get her done.
So, extra minor to aim, extra major to shoot, extra die.
Okay, perfect. That is a hit.
And to replace at least one of those.
Yep, perfect. It's piercing.
And I'll spend a luck because, you know. So, still piercing 2, damage 6 to the chest.
So it is stunned, on fire, and now bleeding from this massive hole in its torso, but still on its feet.
Dear Lord.
Hey, kids.
Oh, man.
Okay. End of Boise's turn. I am going to spend an action point to interrupt the initiative flow.
You mean luck?
Oh.
But yeah.
That's right, it's luck, it's not action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
I was
worth
going to recommend AV maybe if you want to spend a luck point.
Yeah. It's not worth spending 3 action points on.
No.
So that'll take us to AB.
Well, okay then. So it's burning. It's got big holes in it, and yeah. So
And it is stunned. Just so you guys know what stunned means. Stunned means it loses its normal actions, but it can still spend AP for the second actions at the penalty. So basically, if it wants to act, it's going to eat through my action points.
well, let's hope we might be able to kind of, maybe change.
And the nice key is, you can only buy the 1 extra action.
Yep.
Of each type.
So we have 2 AP.
There are 2 in the group pool.
Very cool. I will. Again, I gotta go to the flamer because, well, hey, that's my one-trick pony right now.
But it's such a nice trick.
It is a nice trick. I will spend the obligatory 4, and I will have at it.
Okay.
I will also use an action point to get an extra dice, and maybe we'll generate more.
Hot
Beautiful.
damn.
Nice.
That is a
Very
hit.
nice.
2 action points.
All right, gonna roll in my 8 damage.
Ooh.
Ooh, I like that.
So it's ooh, the spread's actually going to do something with this hit. So 10 becomes 5. 1, 2, 3.
AB5 just went supernova on it.
Right. It is still standing, very much still on fire. You just see now, like, it is like engulfed in flames. Like, we just spent FX budget on like a flame stunt. It is like foot to head, just on fire. So it's like you can't even really see the creature anymore. You just see this thick black smoke and flames roiling off of it.
Excellent. This one's going to be like charred and smoked quite nicely. Meat should just come right off the bone.
And that will bring us to Rebecca.
I will move up into this zone.
Okay.
And then I'll shoot at the young gecko.
Okay.
See if I can manage to hit it this time. Or not.
No, that is in
Wow.
fact a miss.
My Hippocratic Oath apparently includes geckos. Who knew?
No.
I could have told you that.
Ah.
All right. The gecko. Is it worth spending action points to get one last gasp attack out? Is it?
I mean, I am rather quick.
That's the thing. You are very quick.
Oh, come and get me, big boy.
You're just as quick.
I'm quicker.
I mean, it could try to run to the river to put itself out.
I mean, like
Yeah.
Rebecca's.
Like I have a defense of 3 because of my 10.
No, it's still 2.
It's 10. It's
Yeah, defense is either 1 or 2.
except at agility 10, it's a 3.
Anyway, it does start to run towards the river. End of its turn, Jeff, you can roll your 8 dice of Bernie damage to it.
Absolutely.
Unless that was an addendum to the book.
Yeah, agility 9 plus is 2.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
That is. So yeah, it is like, it kind of collapses as it's like running towards the river. And with that, the combat music that we would normally have ends.
Like I said, meat falling off the bone.
Smells tasty.
I'm gonna guess that the hide is either cured at this point, or it is burnt to a crisp.
When you kind of look at it, like peeling that hide off of that creature, it's going to be a lot of like, if you're one of those people that doesn't like the char marks on your barbecue, and you kind of like lift them off with your fork, and the whole like char part comes off at once. And
Cold blizzard.
slightly sticky underneath.
Lazy, do you want to look at this and see if we can salvage the meat?
Yeah, we should be able to salvage some meat.
And the eggs.
There's a lot of it.
This might do us some business.
Yeah,
go
I think
harvest
there's
it.
more protein sources up there.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hmm?
Mind stitching this up before it looks too bad?
What'd you do?
I managed to jump up and bite me in the face.
Ow! Don't keep your face there.
I gotta get me some head armor.
So picking up the eggs is easy enough. We'll say you managed to get a total of 5 lizard eggs.
Added to the sheet.
Rebecca,
Meat harvest.
and then harvesting the geckos is endurance and survival difficulty of 0, so nobody has to roll.
Yeah, but we get results if we roll.
You'll get action points for sure, yeah.
Exactly.
So that is 2 action points.
Ooh.
So you get a total of 10. Basically, I listed them as iguana bits, so you can make iguana on a stick. And that's the other thing. The folks that put together the bestiary also put together a shitload of new recipes that go with the new beasties.
Cool.
Too cool.
And I was like, that's a ton of work. So yes, you get 10 iguana bits. And you also, there's enough like bone and hide to count as 6 common material.
Nice.
Excellent.
Added both of those to the sheet.
Perfect.
Our food is going up in number, which is really good for us.
Just remember, if you want to get the XP for the quest, some of that meat has to be turned in for the quest.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
But yes, looking around, definitely a nesting area. You would guess that larger one was probably like the primary female or egg layer, and the rest of these were probably her offspring in various stages of development.
How injured is Boise?
No, Boise's
Or
unharmed.
sorry, not Boise, Oakland.
I took 2 hit points worth of damage to the face.
Okay, but you're not like injured or anything.
No,
No,
right.
no. Just
he's
hit
your standard difficulty 0.
Yeah, I'll just treat it with just first aid action.
Okay.
Just like AB could use a repair action or 2.
Yeah, I'm down 3.
Oh no!
It scars wickedly.
I'm a medic. Oh, it's to treat an injury.
Guess you're spending a luck if you're not wearing your coat.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Am I wearing my coat? No, I'm wearing my tough clothing right now. Okay, I'm spending a luck.
Okay.
Oakland didn't have an injury
That's
until
better.
And Rebecca touches him and he loses.
Sorry,
the
sorry.
night.
My hands still had some of that radioactive water on it. There you go. So she does up to my medicine, which is 4. So you're good.
Awesome.
It's really
I will
bad.
then switch outfits from my toughened clothing and leather armor to my lab coat, so I can get my bonuses from the lab coat. Grab the robot repair kit, and hey, AB, you look like you need a tune-up.
the robot repair kit's just a stim pack for robots.
Yeah.
He's not injured enough really to need it. You should be able to get it with just a successful repair check. And that's why you put your jacket on.
Yeah, yes, it is.
For the win.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Much better.
Oh, significantly better. Because the difficulty to repair a robot is 2. So that not only heals him, but also generates an action point, which I just don't need, but... yeah, I love the fact that the game encourages you to like use the lab coats and stuff, because I do that all the time when I play the game.
Same thing.
Plus, for working on the robot, it does encourage you to use your multi-tool because it reduces difficulty.
Gosh, I even have one of those too. So yeah, I guess I used my multi-tool.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so 2 action points that you can't use. But
Yeah.
it's very good to remember that you have those things. So you guys kind of take a look around. Incidentally, this does bring us to a thing, because it's the first time I think you guys have actually been really injured in combat. The first aid action is specifically a combat action, which means that once combat is over, you actually can't, by the rules as written, perform first aid, and the only healing is through rest or food. I generally allow, at the end of combat, 1 roll per injured person to kind of get them on their feet or whatever, and then from there on, it's food or natural healing.
After that point,
because
adrenaline has worn off.
Yeah.
Triage.
Because I was... Okay, so
Yeah.
down under long-term recovery.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And also, it's really because if somebody has a critical injury, like a torso wound, and they're dying, and then combat suddenly ends, by the rules as written, you can't actually use first aid to treat that, and that seems really not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's counterproductive to the whole
Yeah.
healing system.
Yeah.
Like, you can walk around in the regular Fallout video game and stim pack yourself anytime.
Yeah, well, you can stim pack yourself anytime, you just can't use the first aid action. So you could burn through your stim packs to like heal the critical wound, but you don't get that chance to do it without using the stim pack. So I like to give people, especially medics, that opportunity to do the last ditch first aid before I end things. Looking around, yeah, you guys are like knee deep in gecko parts. Managed to get a fair bit of meat. It does take some time, but you do get a fair bit of meat and some usable hides and bone and the like that you might be able to use or trade for different things.
How well is this stuff preservable, as that we can continue kind of maybe going on towards the potential robotic factory, or do we have to go back?
No, you can keep going. Food doesn't spoil.
Yeah, it's not 76 where it spoils like half an hour later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Thankfully.
appreciate that.
I did not know that happened in 76.
It
Wow.
does.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're really
Even
careful.
cooked food spoils, but slower.
Right, and
Stuff in your storage inventory spoils.
Yeah, that too. The fridges don't work.
so yes, so you guys have successfully dealt with your first legendary creature. Just so you guys know, that was a level 1 legendary creature.
Ugh.
Yep.
It's all right.
We took it pretty good.
Baby steps.
You guys kind of look around, kind of like, you know, do that thing, check your magazine, see how much ammo you got, and decide to pick up and continue heading in the direction that Buddy pointed you.
AB.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing for flamer fuel? Because I like that. That's really fast and handy.
I have 34 refills.
Whew. Good. Just checking.
We are good for a while.
So we'll pack up everything else on Janice.
Yeah, she's found like some scrub grass to eat.
Yep.
Oh, they're good that way.
And we continue south, right?
So yeah, you guys pick up, continue on the way, following the kind of the cross country path that Boise has indicated.
While we're walking, I am going to totally take a pipe pistol and a good handful of that 38 ammo.
On the road again.
And you do see, kind of off in the distance, there's more abutments and not structures, but like mesas. Judging from like where you found these geckos, those are probably other areas where you could find some should you decide to go hunting more again. Basically just things you can kind of earmark as to places you might go if you find yourself desperate for gecko meat or whatever.
Nice. Making note.
So yeah, they seem to like higher areas near a radioactive source of water. Which is not at all because that gives me an opportunity to reuse this map.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping you guys would get here at nighttime because then you would actually see the river actually glow.
Next time.
Maybe next time.
It's still got a funky glow. Like if you're looking at it, it's got this weird kind of wave thing going on.
From playing with Foundry lighting effects.
It's so nice.
But yes, you continue on, and probably about another hour or so, you start to see off in the distance building shapes. Not close enough together to be a settlement. And some of them are very obviously ruins. Some of them like very large buildings that are ruined. Some of them smaller, and a long stretch of road that leads between these buildings and then just kind of stops. So it kind of like starts and then runs completely straight for maybe 200 or 300 meters, maybe longer, and then just stops. And then there's like some assorted, broken down buildings around here. One of the larger ones, though, does have a kind of like off-kilter sign that says General Atomics on it.
Oh, heck yeah!
Rebecca, you would recognize this this strip of roadway and these broken down buildings. This was once a small airport.
Oh. This was an airport. You guys don't know what
flashbacks.
But the General Atomics building looks to be mostly intact. There's like, parts of the roof have caved in. There's like debris and rubble. But you do notice like the sign out front, the kind of the neon General Robotics sign that's hanging askilt. It is kind of like occasionally sparking and partially lighting up.
So there's power.
There is power in that building.
When we're done in the robotics building, we should go over to the airport and see if there's anything cool there.
The General Robotics is part of the airport. It looks like to Rebecca, it looks like General Robotics probably repurposed one of the hangars.
Oh, gotcha. Is the main airport building still standing as opposed to just a hangar?
There is a bunch of rubble that indicates there used to be a terminal there.
Okay. Is this the only hangar still standing?
Yes.
Okay.
Malibu will ask, AB, is this the kind of place that you were built in?
Probably.
I thought he's a General Atomics model.
My problem is that once upon a time, I was created to be an assassin, but over time, someone decided to stick my programming into a Mr. Handy, and if I ever find that person, I will kill them.
Oh.
Is that why you had to do the Chakarudi boards?
It is generally why I have my mind to myself. Something happened in the collision of programming.
Huh.
Is there anything we should look for you?
Everything I can get my hands on, says Scientist Oakland.
Yes, Oakland will know
Name
what
your fuel.
everything we need.
If
Okay.
we can haul the robotics table out of here, that would be awesome.
Let's see if we can find it.
And several sets of arms. Maybe some replacement armor plates. They're probably
We'll carry stuff
That's
until
it.
Janice falls over.
Hell yeah, let's do that.
We could even build a cart.
Given enough time, I'm pretty sure I can jury rig just about anything together.
Excellent.
I miss airports.
So it sounds like we're going to head to the General Atomics building first, right?
Okay.
Yep.
Oakland totally seems to be in his element as he's getting closer and closer to it. You can see the scientist in him coming out as he's, looking at the AB, talking about the different robot fittings and modifications that they could potentially make if they just had the stuff to do it.
More importantly, tent in pants.
And we shouldn't encounter many military models here. Hopefully.
Hopefully. Hopefully not.
Depends if the airport was co-opted for military use towards the end.
Yeah.
They turned off and not functional.
Things
Hey,
got
Boise,
weird.
why don't you take a quick scout around for us? Make sure there isn't too many military checkpoints or heavy-duty military bots kicking around.
Love you too, but sure.
You can give me a let's call this agility and stealth, and there's enough shadows like cast by the buildings and the rubble that your ghost would apply.
Ah, sweet.
It got weird when the military started taking everything over.
Well, I know where my free rerolls go.
So yeah, you kind of sneak up, and like there is like an old kind of rickety chain link fence around the building itself. You don't see on initial glance, you don't see any signs of any turrets or anything, any camera installations. It doesn't look like there's any sort of security or anything on the outside. But as you do like your perimeter sweep, there is only the one kind of main hangar door that leads into the building. But nothing catches your eye as being innately dangerous on the outside of the building at all. You do have 2 extra action points if you have any particular questions you want to ask.
So we only saw the one entrance, the hangar bay door, you said?
Yeah, it
That
looks
was
like
one of the pieces of information we got. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we could spend one of the points to try to get more information about any like hidden entrances or anything like that.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely a valid question.
it looks like there's parts where like part of the roof has collapsed. If you could get up there and into it, it would be difficult, but it would probably drop you inside the building somewhere.
Not bad, but not as good as it could be.
I was going to say, Boise, are you feeling adventurous? Would you like to go through a collapsed roof and do some additional scouting from up top?
I mean, I can.
What are we worried about? Let's go. I can shut down just about any robot they put in front of us.
Looking at the main entrance, is there any signs of any reinforcement that had been done to it that might show that it's more than just industrial?
Absolutely, yes.
Well, at least come back to let the crew know about the possible entrance point, and that's been. It looks like there's more than just industrial defenses attached to it on the inside.
Well, Oakland's feeling pretty confident that he can take care of anything you run into, so we can maybe do the front door, unless you really would like to go in and get a closer peek before we head in.
I'm just worried about the size of the structure. We might wind up separated.
Yeah,
It's not a bad idea if you got a chance. Actually, could we spend another action point to get that information, or?
It's large. Like, it's not super large. It's the size of like a hangar at like a private airport sort of thing. You have a sec.
They're about 60 feet wide, about 200 feet long, 18-foot ceilings at minimum, so you can get your single-engine planes in. But this is Fallout, so
Yeah.
their airplanes and stuff are a bit bigger, so you're looking probably 80 feet wide, 250 feet long, and about 25 to 30 feet tall, with potentially a mezzanine around on the inside. But this is a modified warehouse for General Atomics. They're probably going to have a front loading bay right in here, and any defenses right inside the door pointing at it.
It looks like it's probably about like 100 feet by 100 feet, because I only have so many maps to work with.
Yeah.
There.
But yeah, it does look like you could, if you drop down inside, unless everybody came with you, you would be on your own against whatever, and you can't tell that it has been reinforced, and probably you would guess as well the internal structure is probably divided up as to what they needed for a factory as opposed to just left as an open hangar.
Yeah, I think we should stick together. There's also likely it's also likely a separate upper floor area if they convert it fully to a factory.
Okay. Then let's go through the front door. Or let's go up to the front door maybe first and we can check it out.
Just go up and have a wee bit of a peek.
Okay.
Does it appear to be locked?
It does.
Is there a computer nearby?
No, it looks like it's a manual lock.
Anybody got lock picks?
I do.
Yay! I have the skill.
I can give you the lockpick if you want to do the lockpick check. Or I can do it.
Well, I have a base 8, so we could better go for it.
Difficulty is 1. Bobby pins reduces the difficulty by 1.
It's agility and law. Oh no, it's perception.
It's perception.
Yeah, base 9.
Yeah. It is difficulty 0, so you don't have to roll if you don't want to. And right now you're at full action points.
So yeah, we just pop the door.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you go to put in the bobby pins and everything is already lined up.
Yeah.
I love those locks in Skyrim.
I would say that
Right.
like Balabu walks up, puts the bobby pin in, and then they're discussing whether or not, which one of them should try to lockpick it, and somebody else just opens the door.
I've seen that in several games before.
So as you open up, it opens up into a little bit of a hallway. It is dark inside, although there are some lights here and there. Malibu does have a flashlight on her Pip-Boy that I will make slightly larger. So there you go. So Andrea, just so you know, you can use your mouse wheel and shift or control to rotate your character as to which way your flashlight is going.
Oh, okay.
So control and mouse wheel will rotate it slowly, and shift and mouse wheel will rotate it faster.
Sorry, control and mouse wheel.
Yep.
Okay, I see.
But yes, it is a dark hallway.
I assume the door is still open right now, giving us a little entry.
I'll throw some light on there.
Does there appear to be a control panel or anything nearby?
Not near this door, no.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going first.
If we can find a control panel, boss, I could probably get the lights back on.
Not seeing one yet.
If I had spent longer in the water, maybe I could have glowed.
Maybe it spent longer in the water, you could have glowed.
Okay, so as you...
I'll be keeping dog meat close to me just because he has a benefit to seeing unseen people.
So over here, you can see that there is a door, and beside it there is a computer panel.
Oh,
Does it have
found
the glow
one.
of power?
Sorry, what was that?
Does it have the glow of power?
It does.
This would be a science check, right? Is it locked? Do I need to hack it?
It does need to be hacked.
I do seem to be missing Oakland on the map.
Sorry?
Is Oakland on the map?
Yep, he's just moved outside your line of sight.
Okay.
Yeah, he was walking up with Malibu, and then when he saw the computer at the wall, walked right over to it. So I have the hacker perk.
Okay, perfect.
What's the difficulty on this?
Difficulty would normally be 2, drops down to 1 because of your perk.
For science, right?
For science.
I'm gonna spend an AP because why not?
Yeah.
So it's a good thing that you've spent considerable time amongst computers and doing all sorts of, installing secret backdoors and the like, because otherwise the system is a little bit beyond you. But thankfully, because you are a trained hacker, you do manage to get into the terminal. You can see that there's an option to open the main door, which is this one, because the other door you guys came through was a mechanical lock. So there's an option to open this door, laboratory door, all doors, and then there is something else that looks like the code is corrupted.
I relay the information back to the rest of the party about the choices, and while they're debating which door to open, I'm going to check out that corrupted code.
Okay. So you can spend action points to ask questions about the corrupted code. It is far beyond your capability to decode given your tools at hand. So basically, it can provide information, but you won't be able to completely get around whatever it is that it does.
Okay. I assume it's a higher tier lock that's in place, keeping me out of information.
It's just it's not even that it's a lock. It's just badly corrupted code.
Can I jury rig it?
You can. You don't know what exactly it controls.
All right. I am going to repair the item without needing to expend any components. It is a temporary repair and will break on the next complication we suffer.
Okay.
And that would be a repair check?
Yep. Intelligence and repair difficulty is 2.
I have a multi-tool.
Okay. That will reduce the difficulty down to 1.
Then I think that's a success.
Yep. All right. So it looks like that badly corrupted code is the security override.
Okay, I'm gonna go and take a look in there.
So there seems to be, basically you get a list of, because you've jury rigged it, you get a list as to what is in the factory for security, including 2 Mark 1 turrets and 4 Protectrons.
Can I add us to the safe list?
There does not seem to be a way to add anyone to a safe list.
Dang. And we don't have any credentials for General Atomics laying around to fake it till we make it. So, can I shut down the... Can I have the turrets target the Protectrons?
You can certainly try. You don't know where anything is located, so like Fallout. I mean, we all know Fallout computers are very rudimentary. They're like DOS-based machines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just using some of the ideas that were from Fallout. You know, turning the turrets against your own enemies, or marking yourself safe from turrets, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. With one success, you can't quite get there. You do know that there is one turret in what is called the main gangway, which you would guess is probably right behind this door. There is one turret in shipping, and then the Protectrons are in various places. You would guess that they are probably currently not active.
Can you turn things off?
That's the thing. They are currently off.
But we don't know what might make them turn on.
Right. Oakland, as a scientist, and Rebecca, just because you're old, you would guess that they are probably keyed to, like, the turret that's watching the door is probably keyed to the door. So when the door opens, it'll probably activate that turret. You doubt it would activate the other one. They're probably like motion sensing, you're guessing. Rebecca, since you're unfathomably old, you would guess that they were probably like whoever worked in the factory, assuming it wasn't an entirely automated factory, probably had like RFID type like badges that would identify friend or foe.
You know, there's an area just below where we came in that may actually potentially have some of those things.
Let's go check.
I'm noticing the clock time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we leave ourselves hanging as we head down the hallway to the next section.
Yeah. Try to figure out how to best get through by this turret. Oakland, you would be aware that since you have a robotics expert, the Mark 1 turret is not an energy weapon. It is a projectile weapon. It's a machine gun turret.
5.56 rounds.
Yeah. So an option could be to somehow rig the door so it's open and just let it expend all of its ammunition with nobody in the line of fire. That would be an idea that I think would logically occur to Oakland. Not necessarily the best idea, but it is an idea.
Open the door and let it fire till it runs out.
Pretty much.
But yeah, you guys make your way down, and there is this little area that AB spotted on the way in that looks like it's like a little kind of like rest station at one point. Maybe like if somebody needed to get away from the factory noise or whatever, like a little kind of break room. And there are some lockers that are here that could possibly hold things. But as you guys kind of like mill over your various options for getting into the factory and what riches it may hold, I think we'll call it there so that we don't get involved in a combat or something that takes us ages.
Yes, please.
The ages of man.
So we will pick up in 2 weeks. You guys are at the General Robotics Factory, and you do know that at the very least there are Protectrons in there, and they would probably have the parts you need to fix Buddy if you don't find anything else. But judging from the state of the building, aside from some holes in the roof here and there, it looks to be largely intact and probably not very heavily gone through by anybody.
Here's hoping.
A treasure trove.
Right? I can't wait until we can get our friend and Buddy back up and running and upgrade your guns a little bit there, AB. Maybe some armor too. Oh, you'd look so shiny in some heavy armor.
I'll just take the moment to mention that next game I'm fine, but the game after that I have my pay-per-view interruption.
Okay, perfect. We will we'll see what that does, because I know Anita's going to be up in Ontario one weekend, so
I think it's a.
yeah, I
It's
think
not a.
yeah, I think it's the weekend after, because you're going to be here for the next Star Trek game.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll work out scheduling and all that fun stuff. But
Yeah.
everybody gets 30 XP for the geckos and the legendary gecko. But you are well on your way to completing your first major quest.
Cool.
This will be exciting.
Perfect. So yeah, we will see everybody in a couple of weeks.
See you then.
Ooh,
Thank
ha,
you for the great game.
Take care.
Good evening.
Bye-bye.
Have
See
a
you
good night,
Sunday.
everyone. We'll see you Sunday for Conan. We'll see you next Sunday for Forbidden Lands B, and Saturday for Conan for Mike.
Yep.
Just a wide variety of games.
Friday night for me and Anita. Saturday for all of us. And
Hello, Pine Top. What are you doing sitting around here with your head hung down, looking so sad?
I just think about all these piano players going around here making big money playing on these here records.
Well, why don't you play on some of these records?
That's a good idea, boy. I believe I start rehearsing right now.
boy. That ought to get it. Hello, Pine Top. What are you doing sitting around here with your head hung down, looking so sad?
I just think about all these piano players going around here making big money playing on these here records.
Well, why don't you play on some of these records?
That's a good idea, boy. I believe I start rehearsing right now.